My son just cut me off for trying to tell him the truth about his wife. I tried to convince him, but he refused to believe me. But I don't blame him. I understand how hard it is to believe that the person you wanted to spend the rest of your life with has stabbed you in the back, but it is the truth. My name is Ruth. I'm 63 years old. A friend of mine once showed me this place as she had written about her stuff here. I'm hoping to do the same, so please be kind enough to tell me what you think I should do. When I first met her, I knew something wasn't right. I don't say this proudly. I don't like to judge people. But the moment she smiled at me, something about it just didn't feel real. As you can see, I have a little bit of experience dealing with people, and I could tell that she was not a very good person. At least, I felt so. I have been a single mom for a long time, so I am very protective of my son. I raised my son, Michael, mostly on my own after his father passed. He was a quiet boy, never gave me trouble. He grew up respectful, hardworking, and everything a mother could hope for. I thought I did all right. So, when he brought Anna home, I stayed quiet. His decision to date her is the only decision of his that I didn't like, but I couldn't tell him that. It was clear that he loved her. He was very happy with her. And as a mother, that's all that mattered to me. It didn't matter if I liked her or not. As long as Mike was happy, I was happy for him. I especially didn't want to be that kind of mother. You know, the kind always meddling, always negative. I didn't like her, but I told myself to make peace with it. If she made him happy, that was enough for me. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't notice things. As soon as she noticed that I wasn't going to object to her no matter what, she changed her attitude towards me. She wasn't outright cruel. She had a bit of respect and shame, but she turned very cold towards me. She was only super polite when Michael was watching. I'm sure you were thinking that maybe I treated her like I didn't like her, so she showed the same behavior towards me. I know how other mothers can be. I have heard many stories about cruel women who believe they own their son. I assure you I am not like that. I do love my son more than anything, but I believe I have done as much as I could for him. From a certain age, I let him do whatever his heart desired. I wanted him to find his own place in this world, do what he liked, and marry who he wanted to spend his life with. I am not going to be alive for a very long time, so I believe he needs to be happy with his decision, not mine. That is why, even though I was not a big fan of Anna, I was still respectful, kind, and warm, but she never showed me the same courtesy. She still talks to me like I'm a dumb old woman who doesn't know anything. They got married 2 years after dating. I kept my distance. I didn't want to interfere. But then things started happening, small things. She'd leave their baby, my grandson Jamie, with me and be gone for hours longer than she said. She'd dodge my calls. I noticed she always had new clothes and new bags, even though she didn't have a steady job. I brushed it off. Maybe I was just being paranoid. Maybe I was just getting old. Then one day about a year ago, I saw her with another man in a coffee shop across town, sitting much too close, holding his hand. I followed my gut and told Michael. He got angry. Really angry. Anna told him I'd misunderstood, that it was just a friend from work. She even had texts to prove it. Made it look like I had jumped to conclusions and was trying to stir up trouble in their marriage. Just to make things worse, she told him I never liked her and never wanted him to marry her. Although this is true, Michael believed her. He told me I was paranoid and asked me not to bring it up again. I apologized. What else could I do? I felt terrible. I didn't want to lose my relationship with my son. So, I promised him I'd never accuse her again. And I meant it, but I never stopped watching. Fast forward to 3 months ago. I was visiting them on a Sunday. Anna didn't see me come in as she was busy cooking. Jamie was playing with blocks on the floor, and Anna was in the kitchen on the phone. I was going to ask if she needed help when I stopped. I heard her talking. Before I could say anything, I happened to overhear her conversation. She knew that Michael was doing work in the garden, so she could speak freely. She openly said that Mike will never have any clue that the kid is not his. How could he? So, she can continue this game for as long as she wants. She gets to do whatever she wants while having everything she needs. She asked the person on the phone if her idea 3 years ago wasn't the most brilliant one ever. I stood there frozen. my heart started racing. If what I was hearing was true, she was saying that Jamie is not Mike's son. Let me tell you something. Jamie doesn't look anything like Mike. He resembles his mom, but he doesn't look so different that you would ever doubt the fact that he is not his kid. I wanted to barge in that very second, but I didn't. I waited to hear more. I couldn't believe that my DL could do something like this. Not even she was this evil. But the more I heard, the worse things got. She basically confirmed that she had cheated and was cheating on my son, and had lied about getting pregnant by him. In short, she tricked him. I then went straight home. I told myself that getting mad and screaming wasn't going to help convince him. I even cried for my son, for my grandson, and for all the trust that had just shattered into pieces. I'll not lie. I feel like I am responsible for all this. I could have protected my son better, but I chose to let him marry the person who would make him happy. And then this happened. If I had tried to be like the other mothers, maybe he would hate me. But I would have saved him from a fate like this. Do you know how cruel it is to find out your son, whom you have been raising for 3 years, is not yours? I never should have let that witch marry my son. She has made both our lives hell. The next morning, I went back and confronted her. Told her I knew everything. Do you know what she did? She laughed right in my face, said, "Go ahead, tell him, see what happens. He won't believe me." She reminded me of what happened when I tried to convince him before. Then she got up real close and whispered that I'm never going to be able to convince him. That is how much he loves her. Nothing I say can ever make him doubt her. That was the moment I knew I wasn't dealing with some confused young woman. She was cruel. She liked hurting people. I told her I would never forgive her for what she did. But she just smiled and said that she wasn't going to give me a chance to do anything. And this time she was going to make sure I was permanently out of their lives. I went home and asked Michael to come directly to me after work. Later that night, Michael rang the doorbell. His voice was cold. He was mad. He asked me, "How dare I accuse Anna again?" He asked me, after what happened last time, why I was even trying this again. He said he always knew I didn't like Anna much, but he loved that I took her in just because he loved her. But he was wrong. His loving her was not enough, that I was not the mom he believed I was. I tried to explain, but he didn't let me. He just asked if I had confronted Anna about cheating on him, and suggested that the child was not his. I told him it was. I told him I heard her say Jamie isn't his, that she's lying to him, and that she was cheating. He went quiet. Then he said, "I told you to stop. You promised. You have left me with no option. We are done." I asked him what he meant by that. He said that Anna never wants to be close to me again. She doesn't want me near their house or their kid ever again. And she doesn't want him to see me either. He said she gave him a choice, either his family or me. I begged my son to believe me, but he didn't even listen to anything I was saying. He left and asked me to never try to contact him again. He was very close to crying, and I was already sobbing. He said he wished I had never done any of this. It's been a few days since then, and he is refusing to see me or even listen to me. I love my son, and I don't want to put him through this hell, but I cannot let him live this lie either. So, good people of the internet, please tell me what to do. Comments. Gang 9. Old woman, you need to stop worrying about your son. He has his own life and you have yours. I don't believe you heard what you heard. I think you were just trying to find ways to get your wife out of your life. You pretend to be nice, but then you do all this. Why? Just let him live happily and you focus on enjoying your life. Yay. What good will it do to destroy their marriage like this? You should be ashamed of what you're trying to do here. Update 1. I want to thank all of you who were kind enough to comment on my last post. Some of your words truly helped me feel less alone. Others, well, let's just say I hope you never have to watch your child walk straight into a fire you tried to warn them about. Over a week ago, my son cut me off. I don't think I can tell you how it feels to hear your own son tell you to never come near him again. I've been trying to keep busy, doing chores I used to ignore, watering the plants 3 times a day. and rearranging the same bookshelf over and over, just to keep my hands moving. But none of that fills the quiet. Nothing replaces hearing your child's voice. I have tried to talk to him, but my son is refusing to listen. I thought you guys would give me a way I could get him to talk, but that did not happen. It's not all bad news, though. Last time I did not mention something. A lot of people called me stupid for confronting my DIL straight away, instead of collecting evidence or going to my son. The thing about me is that no matter how much I hated Anna, I wanted to give her a chance to come clean to him herself. Maybe she should admit her mistake and try to work this all out. Even if Jamie is not really my grandchild by blood, I have thought of him as one from the day he was born. It's not like I can erase this love just because his mother made a mistake. I thought my son would feel the same way. Whether he forgave Anna or not was for him to decide. I would never want to see her face, but I wouldn't complain if he felt differently. Yes, my plan did not end up working out like I had thought it would. But I am also not stupid enough to just confront my DI without having something up my sleeve. You have to remember I have lived twice as long as she has. The second I heard the phone call and decided to confront her, I decided that I would have to record our conversation too. Unfortunately, she did not fully admit anything there. But you could still clearly understand that she had done what I was accusing her of. And she was even confident enough to tell me, my own son is never going to believe her. This is what I wanted my son to hear when he came to talk to me that night. But unfortunately, he refused to listen to me. He was way too mad. So, I'm hoping that when he calms down, I will be able to talk to him and tell him what I have. Now, I have even better news because that is not all the proof I have. I have even more. A few days ago, I went back to their house. I waited until I knew Michael wouldn't be home. Anna was in the garden with Jamie. She didn't see me coming, not at first. When she finally noticed, she rolled her eyes and asked me what I was doing to her. I told her that I just wanted to see Jamie and talk to her. I didn't come here to argue. I gave Jamie my phone and asked him to play with it. He took it inside. I then asked her straight to her face if she was really going to spend the rest of her life lying to my son. If she could honestly look at Jamie and feel nothing about what she'd done. That's when she smiled, the smug kind. She asked me if I really didn't know when to quit. Then she leaned in close and said, "The baby is not even the only lie she told. She has been lying and cheating on him non-stop, but he is so easily manipulated that he has never even had doubts." My hands were shaking, but I kept my voice steady. I let her talk. It sounded like she was just waiting for an opportunity to tell someone how smart she was. She didn't think for a second that I could be smart enough to bring something else to record our conversation. She dropped her guard as soon as I gave my grandson my phone. She told me how she manipulated him from the beginning. How she knew he wouldn't believe me again, not after what happened the first time. But here's the thing. She was wrong about one very important thing. She thought I came there just to talk, but I came prepared. The little voice recorder in my coat pocket, it caught every word she said. After she finished bragging, she returned my phone and told me never to show my face here again, or she would call the police. I told her the next time I see her will be the day my son believes the truth. She just laughed. I went straight home. Now I have all the proof that I need. Hopefully my son calms down and agrees to listen to me. Update 2. Hello again, kind strangers. I'm Ruth. I wasn't sure if I'd be posting another update so soon, but something's happened. Something big. So, I wanted you guys to hear this. I think I already told you that I was constantly trying to get Michael to talk to me. I even called him to his office. His assistant picked up. Rachel is someone I know well. She is a very kind soul. She told me that Michael was mad and didn't want to talk to me. Her words were so kind that I couldn't help but start crying softly. I told her I just wanted my son to listen to me for 10 minutes. After that, I would do anything he wants, even if it means never seeing him again. She told me she would make sure he talks to me, and I don't know how, but she managed to get him to listen to me. Michael texted me that he was coming home after work, and I only had 10 minutes. Nothing more. I stared at it for so long I nearly dropped the phone. Every second felt like a day. I didn't know what to expect. Would he refuse to listen to me again? Would he even believe what I was about to tell him? I told myself that worrying is not going to do me any good. I would just have to run at it head on and see what happens. I love my son, and if it comes to saving him from someone like this, I would risk everything to try. When he arrived, he looked tired. Not just work tired heavy, like he'd been carrying something too long. He didn't smile, didn't sit. He just stood near the door and said that if I was just going to accuse her again, he was going to leave and never come back. I told him I didn't want to accuse anyone. I just wanted him to listen to something. Nothing more. 5 minutes. That's all I asked. He sighed, looked at the pie, then sat down, and for the first time he let me speak. I didn't say much. I didn't want to poison his heart with more pain than necessary. I just said that I wasn't doing this to torture him or cause him pain. In fact, I would rather cause myself pain than do this. But I have no option. I asked him to forgive me for what he was about to hear. Then I hit play. I let him listen to Anna's voice, to every smug word she spoke. The first recording and then the second one, where she said Jamie wasn't even the only lie she told. How she used him. How she counted on me, looking like the crazy old mother-in-law. How she had planned it. He didn't say anything. He just sat there as still as a stone, not blinking, not even breathing, it seemed. When it ended, I turned the device off and waited. I didn't cry. I didn't plead. I'd already done that. I just waited for my son to speak. It took him a long while. It looked like all his thoughts had left his body. When he evidently spoke, he said that he needed to do the paternity test. He then looked at me as tears dropped from his eyes. He started crying, and I hugged him. I told him I'd support him whatever he needed. A few minutes later, he said that he was not going to go home today. He went to his friend's place and lied to his wife about it. He said he would talk to me after he gets the result. He is having a hard time believing all this, and I fully understand. Hopefully the truth will not hurt him so badly that he will throw both of them out. Jamie is still his son, blood or not. Thank you for listening to me. But then Michael got the results, and they confirmed what I already knew. Jamie isn't his son. The result proved that the person he loved so much betrayed him, stabbed him in the back, tricked him into raising a child she had with another guy. The son he raised with so much love now became living and breathing proof of her infidelity. He called me this morning. His voice cracked the moment he said my name. I asked him if he was okay. He said no. Then he said, "You were right, Mom." I didn't feel proud hearing those words. I didn't feel vindicated. I just felt grief. Grief for my son who had to read a piece of paper that shattered his entire reality. Grief for that little boy who will grow up never knowing his father was tricked into believing a lie. Grief for all the time we lost, time we spent loving someone who was never honest with us. Michael came over that evening. He brought the envelope with him. I didn't even want to look at it, but he needed someone to witness it, someone who would understand. It said exactly what we both feared. Probability of paternity 0%. He asked me how he could have been so stupid, how he never doubted her once. He should have known. I told him none of us knew. I only suspected after I heard her talk. I told him all I suspected from the start was that Anna was not a good person, but I never thought even she would stoop this low. He told me that he should have listened to me. He apologized for not believing me in the first place, and for marrying Anna even though I did not like her. I told him none of that was his fault. He was in love and I let him marry her too, because I believed she loved him just as much. I never should have let any of that happen in the first place. After we made up, I asked him what's next. He got really quiet and told me that he's planning something. The thing about my son is that he rarely gets angry. I am his mom, and this is probably only the second time I have seen him this mad. It is actually scary seeing him like this. He is a very happy person, and only gets like this when too many lines are crossed. And he said he is not just going to confront her and throw her out. That is too easy for the things she has done. He is going to make sure she is going to suffer more than she has made me and him suffer. Anna is gone, out of our lives, and I'm the one who opened the door and let her see herself out. Let me explain what happened. It all happened 2 days ago. Michael asked me to come into the house around 4:00 p.m. He was oddly calm. He said he had something to take care of and wanted me to be there. He also asked if I'd be willing to watch Jamie for a little while. Of course, I said yes. He is always going to be my grandson, even if Michael tries to say otherwise. When I got there, Michael had already packed Anna's things. Every drawer, every closet, all of it was boxed up, taped shut, and stacked in the hallway. Jamie was playing. Then he handed me something, a folder. Inside was the DNA test, a printed transcript of Anna's voice recordings, and the contact info for his lawyer. He told me Anna is coming home in about 20 minutes, and I need to be here to hear it. And then he went to his room. I started playing with Jamie. Then Anna knocked on the door. I opened it. And oh, how I wish you all could have seen her face. She walked in all confident and annoyed, probably ready to snap at me for showing up again. She was asking me, how dare I show my face here again? But then she saw the boxes. She asked me what was going on. Then she saw Michael and asked him what all this was. He didn't yell, didn't insult her. He simply told her that it's over, that he knew the truth, he knew everything. She said that I was lying and that he should not believe me. He then showed her the DNA tests. She went pale. He also gave her the divorce papers. At that point, she tried crying, tried telling him that he has been manipulated. She even begged him to give her a chance to talk, but she really had nothing to say because she had no reply. Michael just smiled. Michael told her that he really believed her. He almost cut his own mother who loves him more than anything for her. All this for her to turn out to be a person like this. He then threw all her stuff out and asked her to get out. When she knew she was not going to win, she snapped. She told him that he had no right to do this. She then tried to use Jamie to get to him. She said if he did this to her, he would never be able to see Jamie ever again. That actually got to me, but my son had already thought of everything. He grabbed Jamie and gave him to her. He asked if she was really threatening him with taking away the son who was not even his. She was shocked. So was I. But before I could say anything, he said that she could take him. But he was going to fight for him because no matter what, he loves Jamie like his own son. He said that he is going to fight a custody battle for him. And without him, she cannot take care of Jamie either. So he is sure he will win. The silence was deafening. She looked stunned like the air had been sucked out of her. Then she turned to me and said, "This is all my fault. I ruined her family." I smiled calm and steady. "No, sweetheart," I said. "This is the result of your own actions. I just made sure the truth came out." She stormed out after that, slammed the door, didn't take a single bag, just grabbed her keys, Jamie, and left. Michael didn't chase her. He just stood there for a long time. He told me that everything was going to be all right. "I hope we get Jamie back. I'll let you know what happens." The very next morning, he met with his lawyer, explained everything, gave them the recordings, the DNA test, every single piece of evidence we had. It turns out even though Jamie isn't biologically his, the fact that Michael had raised him since birth gave him a strong legal foundation to fight for custody, especially with the kind of evidence we had about Anna's behavior.